So today's theme is simplicity, and it was selected by our Gothenburg chapter and illustrated by Jessica Jamting. Um, when we think of simplicity, we all understand Japanese minimalism. We all know Dieter Rams's quote, as little design as possible. What are these ideas about? It's about paring down. It's about doing more with less. It's about creating this sense of effortlessness in what you do, and it's about restraint and maybe some order or clarity amid chaos. When I've known March Tea for a while, and I feel that really kind of exemplifies what they're trying to do as a brand. When they started, they were only making t-shirts, and maybe now they've added few more. I think you can count on one hand the products that they make, but they focus on making them really, really well. And I'm wearing March today, by the way, so and have been for a very long time since I discovered the brand. My husband, he's just pointing out that he discovered March first and not me. There was a time when he basically wore a black long sleeve t-shirt every single day. His wardrobe was just a row of black long sleeve t-shirts. And he said it's a way to showcase his sneaker collection, but anyway, that's a different thing. So we also are very lucky to have a few people from the March team who are in attendance today, and maybe we can bring you all up just to, when we're on the Q&A, all of you can maybe come up. But I will quickly get to Sukh now. Sukh actually attended our last event, and I just quickly got him on board to speak today. And we're very excited because he doesn't do this a lot. So we're very lucky to have somebody who really is speaking for one of the first times. So please be, kind. And we'll have a Q&A right after. But yeah, over to Sukh.
Forward and back.
You have the slides?
I have the slides.
Okay, thanks. Ooh, give me like a second. Take a deep breath. Good morning, everybody. You guys look so nice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming this morning. My mic, I don't sound as loud. So how should I talk a bit louder? Is this better? Yeah? Great. So if I go low at any point, just start doing that, and I'll keep raising my voice. Thank you, Amishi and the Creative Morning team for being here, for putting this together. Thank you all for being here. As Amishi mentioned, I was here at the last one. It was amazing, so she emailed me saying, "So can you do this?" I said, "Of course, yes." And she emailed me back saying, "So send me your talking points." And I emailed her back saying, "I don't have any talking points yet." And I could sense the panic because she replied within a few seconds with a link to a page with a bunch of talking points. And one of the first things there was to be vulnerable. And for some reason, that stood out with me. And because I thought it was easier to be a little bit more authentic when you're vulnerable. So I will try to do that today. It may take me some time, but hopefully you guys get something out of it. So again, good morning. My name is Sukh. I am one of the founders of the March Tea. My talk mostly is about 3 small parts, maybe 10-15 minutes. And then I'm happy to talk to you guys about anything you want. If you're curious about the March Tea, you can ask me anything. If there's anything I can help you with your journey, please ask. Part 1. This is me. I grew up in Bombay, in Borivali. I went to Don Bosco. And I basically was born and raised in Bombay. And then I moved to New Jersey in the US to finish my high school. And since I was about 14, I have always been making websites. For some reason, for free, of course, because when you're 14, nobody pays you. And I've been doing these websites, and and I really start to get into design. And this is my dad. He's awesome. So at 18, when I finish high school, I tell my dad that I think I want to go to design school in California. So I finish high school in New Jersey, and I tell my dad I want to go to high school in California. And of course, he's been seeing me only do websites for like a while now, and he says okay. So I go to California, and I get into good design school, and then I call him and say, Dad, I got in, and he's super happy. I tell him, Dad, can I just go back home to Bombay for a bit before the college starts? And he says okay. So I come back to Bombay. I actually go to Pune, where my family is. I meet my grandma, I meet a few friends, and I meet a group of people. And one of the persons in the group is this girl. Her name's Pooja. And we spend a lot of time together, and she gets to know how much I love design. And she tells me after a while that, there's a school called Symbiosis. It's really good. And they have a design program. Maybe you should just stay back and consider joining. And at this point, I'm having a great vacation, by the way. And at this point, I kind of like her. So, of course, I call Dad. I tell Dad, I think I want to drop out. And I want to go to Symbiosis in Pune. And my dad's a little bit worried, honestly. But he says, as long as this design you want to do, please go ahead. And so I joined Symbiosis, and it's really, really bad. I don't know how to say this subtly. Within a few weeks, I realized two things. One is I'm not a traditional artist. And second, there has to be a better way to express design ideas than this. And no offense to anybody who went there or who went to design school. So I call Dad again, saying, Dad, I think I want to drop out again. But this time, I want to make websites full-time. And I don't know at this point if my dad is worried or supportive or really proud, because he tells me that, okay, Sukh, I'm sending you a bunch of work. And he is just amazing. And so that is how I start a design studio. I hire somebody from the college part-time, and I start this design studio called Studio March at 19. And I am 19. I have no idea how to run a business. I have no idea how to do anything, to be honest. And I still keep telling that the first 5 years of running any business is the most expensive college education that anybody can buy. But eventually, we learn a few things. I hire some people. And one of the folks we hire is this young, shy designer. His name is Ashish, this guy. And something happens, something clicks, because I think I find my design partner. And this guy is into design and visual comm, and I am into building websites. And so we go on to make some of the most popular websites that you can think about. Some of them are still on your phones, websites and apps, and some of them are still on your phone today. And Pooja, of course, she's still around, and so she's managing these projects for us. Ashish is designing them, and I am building them. That goes on for a long time, for a few years, and we love doing this stuff. We learn a lot. And at some point, I tell Ashish and Pooja that I think I want to do something of our own. And I want to build something physical, because we're looking at our screens all the time. And it would be nice to build something that was real. And we talk about this idea of what it would be to make the best t-shirt money can buy. And what it would be, because all of us wore t-shirts to work, and they all were very mediocre and very basic, and they were the cheapest things in store. And we talked about what it would take to make the best one and provide the best user experience for people to buy them. And all of us get excited, and for some some odd, foolish reason, we say we're going to stop all design work and consulting work immediately, and we're going to do this. And only on one condition, that they would come on board with me as partners. And that turned out to be one of the most important decisions that I think we made. Because doing this is very, very hard alone. And so my summary of part one really is that if you like doing something, or if you're into something, if you have people who think similar, please take them with you on your journey, or go on somebody else's if you really like that problem. And I don't mean this in a small way. This is very hard alone. I'm about to tell you why. I want to show you just some quick pictures of part one, which is that Studio Mart journey. This is that team. I don't know if you can see really clearly. That's me, really chubby on the left. That's Ashish in the middle. That's Pooja in the back. And that's Dipti in the back. If some of you are Marchti customers, you know of Dipti. This is a game that we made very early on, because of course we just want to make stuff all the time. This is a live scoreboard of cricket. This is a time where there's only Rediff, by the way. Rediff.com, and there's a table which is the live sticking store, and we made this really beautiful interactive website. We made an app called Endless, which shows you a random Wikipedia article every time you fire it up. We built this emoji set, this Indian emoji set for a brand called Hike Messenger, and Hike Messenger was actually born in Studio March with the entire founding team in Pune. And that's really it. I want to just now talk about just the Marchti journey. This is the most exciting for me. So Marchti is now on. It is fully on. And we do one t-shirt. We do 3 colors, and it's an instant hit. So at this point, Pooja is making phone calls, getting suppliers. She's talking to people, getting me intros. And I am in Tirupur, South India, learning how to make this t-shirt that I wanted. And I'm there 6, 7, 8 months inside factories learning how to do this. And Ashish has by now made the best website on the planet to buy a t-shirt. And things are off to a great start. And then something really, really bad happens. We lose Pooja. At this point, my best friend for probably 15 years now. And sorry, and a wife of 6 years, and I can't think. I don't know what's happening. I zone out, and this is what I meant earlier about taking people with you on your journey, because for all of us, things get hard. All of us have some struggles. It's a hustle. And I could lean on that shy young designer, Ashish, at this point. And this guy was holding on to fort and making sure that the dream lived on. So eventually, after a few months, we do get some momentum back. And at this point, for us, the Marchti is not a fashion brand because we know nothing about fashion. We're thinking of this product as a utility product almost, and we think about it as something that you use every day. So we focus on the materials, and we focus on the fit, and we focus on the science, and there is no logo on the t-shirt. There is no art on this t-shirt. For us, the product was our art, and for us, the website was our art. And a few customers immediately saw that. And at some point, there are a bunch of clones. We've been doing this now for a year or so. There are a bunch of Marchti clones. There are a lot of people making these plain t-shirts. And now there's Uniqlo, and there's Zara, and there's H&M. These are big companies entering India. And so what do? We actually double down. We focus on the same product. We focus on getting 2 or 3 of these t-shirts really right, as opposed to doing thousands and thousands of them. And my closest analogy to this is, if you think about the Land Rover car, this thing has had the same design language for over 70 years. It still looks almost the same. But there are refinements every year. And the mechanics are better, the materials are better, the experience is better. And so for us, the March tea is a little bit like that. But every year we think what we did last year wasn't good enough, and we make improvements, and then we do improvements again, and we do improvements again. And so my summary here of part 2 is, when you are up against big people, and I can't say this in a small way, there is no way to make money in India in apparel unless you're really big. I can talk about the specifics in the Q&A, but nobody is actually making money except for the big people. And when you're up against these big people, going deep is much better than going wide. And I think that is what we always did. And as an example, if somebody wants a great pasta, they are going to go to a great pasta place, right? And in our case, a lot of people wanted a really good t-shirt. And so that is where the March tea journey starts. And inadvertently, we recently just realized while we were doing this product, we actually built an entirely new supply chain to build this type of t-shirt. We were building a new way to market and to tell the story, to get new customers and to keep them, and then to build a new user experience for shopping. And I want to show you some photos of the early on journey. This is really early. I think it's important to see how much, I don't know how much has changed, but I think these are quite raw. This is my first or second day in Tirupur. Please wear a shirt anytime you go down south or you're meeting people that are outside of your comfort zone. This is cool, right? I'm wearing a t-shirt today. So this is, I think, 4 or 5 months in, we have our first samples. This is, I believe, midnight in the factory. And I am at this point, there are 4 or 5 people there. I'm making everyone try this t-shirt on. And this is, if anybody's been in a factory, this is not common. They are not going to, try your product. This is me wrapping up the medium trial, I think. And I want to just zoom into that guy in the back. I don't know if you can see, but this guy's really had it. He's done for the day, I think. This is me sleeping in the factory. And again, if anybody's been to a factory, you know that if the buyer goes, the shop shuts, and then you wait again, and then you start again tomorrow. So I've spent a lot of time in the factory, as you can see. This is the morning of this is one of the first units the March tea was made in. This is finally the first batch is ready. It's packed to go to customers. And by this time, we have 200-300 pre-orders. The factory is not shipping. We have no idea how to communicate, how to plan ahead. This is very early, 2016. And so the first orders get ready and packed, and I'm physically there putting everything inside. And then I am literally going to the airport, taking an Indigo flight, taking these boxes with me back to Pune to ship it to customers. This is the bag. We still have this bag. If you see the covering of transferring the t-shirts from factory to internal shoots and to our own studio also had branding on it. I think we spent too much time, as most designers do, on branding. So we still, by the way, do not have an office. My dad, remember my dad, so he told me you can take some space in our office. So we took down all the furniture. We took away, we basically assembled a mini studio. We put on some lights, and this cost us maybe 15,000-20,000 rupees to build this little set. This is the photo that came out of that studio, and this is the website that we made from that. It was super basic, but I think when you start tinkering, of course you don't know what you're doing, but when you start tinkering, eventually you figure something out. This is, I think, the first website. You can see from the phone how dated this is. This is the first day of shipping the order. And this is what our warehouse looked like, our studio looked like, our office looked like. Everything was in this one tiny room. And of course, we wanted to tell the customer the story of we were doing this, right? So we had to put up a blog post. And we couldn't show this photo, so I call up my friend Ayaz, who has a factory, saying, I want to take a photo of your factory. And he's wondering what? And then this is the photo that actually put out on the blog. Kind of looks authentic. This is after a few, maybe months, maybe the first year. The boxes shipping out to customers, and at this point we're starting to get a hold of what's happening. That's Sachin shipping our boxes. He is still shipping our boxes. This is after 2 years we launched the first women's tee because it's time, and we of course. This is the care label, and of course we put Pooja's name on there in the back of the care label to just make sure we remember her. And along the way, we do a few other projects, side projects, not in apparel actually, but we want to tinker with things and objects in India that we think are also utility, and we make this lint roller based out of 100% teak wood from a small shop in Ahmedabad. To help you remove lint if you have pets or dark clothes, and this is still very, very popular, and I don't think anybody in the world makes a lint roller that good. This is a mug we made out of porcelain. And again, hugely popular. We learned some very traditional Japanese form of making ceramic and porcelain. And of course, when the lockdown was on, we did a mask. And Ashish designed this beautiful packaging. I think at some point we sold about 20 to 30,000 masks in a single day. This is when nobody was going out during lockdown. We made a t-shirt called the Home Tee and a set of pajamas, and these are still very popular. We don't make them anymore, but they were super popular. And then we extended the whole range to a home range, and we did a bunch of things for women, for men. We did a towel. This was super fun actually. This was a small project that we did called Friends of March. I don't know if customers of March know this. So we basically put together a few companies in India and across the world who cared about what they did as much as we did, and we put on their products on our website for our customers. And this was didn't make us any money at all, but this gave us a platform to have some credibility, and we started to take each other with a little bit more trust, and people started to take us a bit more seriously. I've just put this shot because I don't know if you can see, this is a zipper. It's just a zipper. And for a small company to make a custom puller with a hand-punched logo is nearly impossible in today's world. And so I want to just talk about the lengths we have gone to make really small parts of the March Tee and March products. And so really that is my part too. And I think just finally, last 5 minutes, I want to just talk about where we are today. I think it's been now about 8 years almost. We've been doing the March Tee, and we've sold over 3 lakh tees. That's 300,000 tees, probably more than that. At some point, we did about 1 crore of sale recently in a single day. We're quite proud of a few milestones. This is the first time we opened a warehouse in the UK of our own. This was a really proud moment for us. This is the first UK shoot that we did. Customers really love the products in the UK. We made a lot of mistakes, as if anybody wants to know what it's like to have an Indian brand with an Indian mindset, a good-looking Indian brand with a good mindset, go to the UK or international market and launch, please ask me in the Q&A. And we still think of March as a utility product, so we continue to make more products that we use every day in our lives. Packaging is our secret, not a secret, love affair, and we keep making new products and we keep working on new things. This is a product that we've been working on for nearly 3 years at this point. So there is a farm in India, there's only one farm in the entire world that can produce a grade of cotton which is finer than any grade of cotton that you've heard of, finer than Supima, finer than Sea Island, finer than any cotton that you've heard of. And it's one tiny farm in Tamil Nadu in India, and 100% of that cotton goes out to Japan every year. They can only grow a little bit. So we've been trying to get this cotton for a very long time, and how to construct a t-shirt that would be truly special with this type of cotton. And at this point, we're pretty deep in our supply chain. We know a lot of secrets of yarn spinning to make something that's truly special. So this is the packaging for it. It's called the Suvin yarn. It is really a hidden gem of India, and I'm really excited to bring this product out in the next few months. I want to just now circle back to you quickly, give you some things, maybe 3 things we did right and 3 things we did wrong. I'll try to be direct. The first thing we did right was, I think we did ads okay. We kept an eye on the ball. We did our own photography. Of course, we worked with some really good photographers who taught us. I think we paid a little bit more early on, but they taught us lessons very quickly. So pay your people a little bit more if you're getting photographers. And then we did a lot of photography in house. We did ads right. Drago, who's on our team since the start, he worked in an ad agency for many years, and we basically made sure that we weren't overspending, but we weren't too conservative, and we kept our eye on the ball, and I'll speak about that a bit later too. We got the brand right. So again, Drago made sure we never deviated. We stuck to the March Tea story, and we kept telling that story. And finally, the last thing we did right was we did less. This is the topic about simplicity today. I want to circle back to that. We didn't do a shirt, and we didn't do a pant, and we didn't do 100 other things that apparel brands can immediately do. And having that restraint is, I think, still one of our strengths. And the 3 things we did bad is that one of the first is we are very slow. We are very slow. We take forever to do something, and that's not really good actually if you're in India or anywhere, but we're especially slow. The second thing we did not do right, we did not hire. We still take too much pride in that we are 4 core people, 4 other people helping out, and we're just doing this on our own. And that's not cool, because supply chain and inventory rotation and international taxation, these are very hard problems that you can't swing it. So we did not hire. And the last thing we did wrong was we did everything from scratch. And I think as creative people, we tend to want to learn everything. We tend to want to learn all the process and figure out what's happening. But that's not so good, because existing supply chains, existing networks help you get boot started, help you start a bit faster, and you can rely on other people's experiences. But we basically still today do a lot of things from scratch. For example, we don't have a Shopify system. We do all of the sales directly only on our website, and there's no marketplace, there's no distributor, there is nothing. There's no agency, and we still do everything ourselves. We even built the backend. So most people use Shopify. We even built our own backend to fulfill the order. This is unnecessary. But I think it was important early on in the user experience. So finally, I think a lot of us, when we are young, I believe we want to solve problems. We want to tell stories. A lot of people just want money, and a lot of people want to be successful. I think that's fair. And a lot of people are lost and confused. And as somebody and as a brand, as a team who's gone through all 3 of those things, it's super important to have people to lean on, to do what you believe in, and to make sure that you're focused. Because when you do something for 10 years, I know that's a lot, but if you do something for 10 years, you will learn whatever you have to learn. You will make the money, but eventually, that some of us have that feeling of not good enough, and what we're doing could be better, and I could still do better. I think if you spend 10 years on something, that does go away. I truly believe that. So yeah, as creative people, finally, I think focus is your only superpower against those big guys. and please try to use that. That's really it. Thank you.